So I went to McDonald's today and I still spent $6 on a bacon quarter pounder. No extra bacon, no fries, no soda. $6.29 and I got a bacon quarter pounder, no extra bacon, no soda, no fries. Jesus.
Hear about McDonald's. Their CEO said that they're starting to see pushback on some of their price.
1,000% true. Look at this shit a few days ago at McDonald's. $3.19 for one fucking hash brown? One fucking hash brown? It gets worse. Wait for the next one. Fillet of fish, $4.99. That's not the bad part. This is the bad part. $4.59 for a medium fucking French fry. The fillet of fish is $4.99. You want $4.59 for a medium French fry? And there's nothing in these fucking French fries. This is insane.
McDonald's, you come sit your trifling behind down. Y'all ain't got out of pocket. Y'all don't forget who you were. Y'all not supposed to be expensive. Huh? Who told y'all was that good to be charging that much for y'all food? Y'all supposed to be good for the price. Okay? Cause y'all doing too much now. Y'all doing too much. Me and my wife this morning went to breakfast at McDonald's and got two of the steak and bagel combos. We paid $20. $20. I tried to order an extra hash brown when I saw it was $2.19 for the extra. $2.19. McDonald's, y'all done got out of pocket. Y'all supposed to be dollar menu budget friendly. When did y'all get uppity? I need y'all to take it back down. Your tone up here, I need you to take it back down here because you ain't even that good.
All right, guys, so we got to go out to California because California does what California does, which is just reduce the standard of living for the people who are living in that state with disastrous progressive policies that sound great on paper, but in actuality, when they're actually implemented, they are not that great, okay? They actually are going to be terrible for the workers and for the people in that state. And this time we got to talk about Gavin Newsom essentially finalizing a deal to essentially make the minimum wage for fast food workers $20 an hour in the state of California. Take a look.
Fast food workers are celebrating after Governor Gavin Newsom signed a law that will raise the minimum wage to $20 an hour.
It comes as labor and business groups fight over how to regulate the industry. CBS 8's Regina Yurita is here. She talked to a fast food worker who supports the new earnings, and while others are worried about how this is all going to play out.
Yeah, Jesse. So right now, fast food workers get paid an average of $16.60 an hour. Tonight, I talked to one worker who tells me living off of those earnings has been difficult. She's supportive of getting a higher pay, but some critics are worried the rising cost will get passed down to consumers.
Cheering fast food workers and labor leaders gathered around Governor Gavin Newsom as he signed the bill that will pay them at least $20 an hour starting next year.
What a gift. What a gift that I get to pull this out.
The raise applies to workers at restaurants that have at least 60 locations nationwide. It will help people like single mother Juana, who has worked at Burger King for 20 years.
Una madre soltera no lo va a hacer, nunca.
Juana says she has tried to save, but it's nearly impossible when you're living paycheck to paycheck. She tells me that the cost of living in California has even made her work 2 jobs, making it challenging to spend time with her kids. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, California's fast food workers earn $34,000 per year. That's below the California poverty line for a family of 4. Some argue that raising the minimum wage would increase the cost for businesses. Critics also say it could force businesses to replace hourly jobs with self-service kiosks. But for Juana,
echándole ganas.
She says she's giving it all she can to make ends meet.
And the new $20 minimum wage is just a starting point. The law also creates a fast food council that has the power to increase that wage each year through 2029 by nearly 4%. The new law takes effect in April of next year. Carlo and Jesse.
Thank you, Regina.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that. Okay. They're saying that through the creation of this new, I guess, commission or whatever, right? the wage increase is not just going to stop at $20 an hour. It can keep going up by as much as 4% per year up until 2029. Okay, which again is just, it's funny because again that's how it always is. It never stops. Eventually they're going to get up to $30, $35, $40, $50 an hour to flip burgers at Burger King, right? Which again, no disrespect to anybody that flips burgers at Burger King, but I personally don't believe that job is a job in which you should be earning $20, $30 an hour. I mean, fast food workers are getting paid more in California than some hardworking blue collar jobs, right? That, you know, in my opinion, I think are probably more necessary for a functioning society than a fast food worker. Again, no disrespect to anybody that works in fast food. I mean, I worked for minimum wage when I was a teenager. Okay. I remember getting my first raise, right? I was working for $7.25 in a grocery store, cashier, deli, produce. I was a jack of all trades. $7.25. Okay. With my diversity of skill sets. My boss came around, gave me a raise. Every year it was 25 cents. 25 cents. 25 cents. Okay. But hey, I was 16, 17, 18 years old at the time. And that's how it's supposed to be, right? Like, I was working for my little gas money, my little lunch money or whatever, right? And that's just what it was, okay? And those jobs are for people that are teenagers. That's who those jobs are for. Those fast food jobs are jobs that, again, they're hard jobs. The people who work there obviously work hard, but they're low-skill jobs that are for teenagers. It is not meant for you to live off those jobs. Those jobs are actually meant for you to be able to get your feet wet. You get some experience working, following a schedule, having a boss, just learning how to do the basics, right? Again, this is a job for 16, 17, 18-year-olds, okay? Yeah, it's not a job that you're supposed to live on. I'm sorry, right? And again, I'm trying to understand the argument from the workers here. However, from the standpoint of the business and also just the rest of the economy in general and the rest of people's society, what happens when you increase the minimum wage of these fast food workers, what happens is that the costs are going to be passed down. Like, for example, you can see that the average cost of getting a burger, right, and some fries in Los Angeles is basically $15. San Francisco, $15. Long Beach, $13. Sacramento, I mean, the top 5 most expensive places to get a burger, fries, and soda, a lot of them are in California. Y'all remember when you used to be able to get a burger, fries, and a drink for like, what, $3? Right? $4, $5? Okay, you used to be able to do that. That doesn't exist anymore. Again, I'm not that old, okay, but I'm just saying I do remember, you know, a Happy Meal, okay, or whatever from McDonald's or Burger King. I remember a decent sized meal. And honestly, the food quality was better too, as well too. I remember it being not that much, right? Not this much. But again, this is what you have here. Prices have increased significantly. Well, why is that? It's because the cost of labor is so high. So again, this gets passed on to consumers. And then what happens is that you have inflation, right? Which is what's happening right now. Okay. You have inflation, and then you have the fast food workers. Now, again, that little raise that you got, you may think that it helps, but in the long term, it doesn't, because the price of everything else goes up because you've increased the price of labor. Okay. Anybody who is working these jobs should only work these jobs if you are a teenager. And if you're an adult working these jobs, then you need to be working a job with the goal of getting a better job, of leveling up, of moving up, of acquiring some type of skill, expanding your education in some way that's going to make you qualified to get a higher paying job. What you don't do is that you should not be raising the wages of a job that was not meant for people to live off on in the first place. Because ultimately, again, what happens is not only do prices go up, which is what we're saying, but eventually these workers will get replaced.
Welcome to White Castle. This is Brittany. How may I help you?
This robot named Flippy runs the fry station at a White Castle outside of Chicago. With its mechanical arm and using computer vision technology, Flippy can cook everything from french fries and onion rings to cheese sticks. White Castle said it plans to add 100 Flippies to its kitchens nationwide.
We used to need 2 people to operate that french fry area during peak hours, and now we are able to only have 1 person operating that area.
Would you like to try the mac and cheese bites today? All right, thank you. If the screen's correct, it is 827. Second window, please.
Fast food jobs are demanding, quick moving, and sometimes even dangerous. But not for robots.
When you look at the restaurant industry, it's a little bit late to the party in adopting automation and robotics in particular.
So far, the restaurants that are using them or trying them out say that this automation really only has to do with helping relieve boring tasks from workers' plates, help make their jobs easier, let them engage with the customers more. But there's a lot of reports out there kind of guesstimating how many jobs could be replaced by these robots, by automation.
Up to 82% of restaurant positions could to some extent be replaced by robots. Automation could save U.S. fast food restaurants over $12 billion in annual wages. And restaurants are also struggling to find workers. American restaurants are down more than 560,000 jobs, or about 4.6% of its workforce from their pre-pandemic levels. About a third of Americans worked in a restaurant as their first job, and half have some restaurant work experience.
Yeah, the economics of this are very, very compelling. If you take minimum wage, just around the $20,000 per year mark. That's the cost of 1 robot.
Other companies in the space include Picnic, that has a robot that makes pizza, and Autech, whose machines make sushi. So what impact will robots have on the fast food industry and the livelihood of its workers? CNBC got a behind-the-scenes look at restaurant robot maker Miso Robotics to find out.
Yeah, so congratulations to these California fast food workers, okay? Because paying them $20 an hour for a whole year is more expensive than just getting a robot, right? Which, I mean, again, a lot of these jobs are going to be replaced by robots, okay? I hope they learn how to be a, I don't know, technician, right, for these robots, because that is essentially the only real high-paying career that is going to be available when it comes to working at these restaurants, because again, they're going to get replaced, right? All of these jobs that don't require that much skill. I mean, guys, every McDonald's that you go in now has a kiosk, right? They don't even really pay cashiers to stand there anymore because you can just use a kiosk, okay? I mean, cashiers are only really there just in case there's some problem with the order or something like that, or somebody's too dumb to know how to use the kiosk, or they just refuse to. But other than that, for the most part, it's going to be kiosks. It's going to be kiosks. They're already replacing cashiers. Again, the next step, again, they're going to be replacing, burger flippers and the people that fry stuff. I mean, it's going to be a full-blown robot operation at some point once the technology gets there. And you're only accelerating it. You're only essentially incentivizing more investment into these technologies. I mean, if I'm a betting man, I mean, I should be invested in some of these automation companies, okay, right? Because again, these people continue to demand to make a living wage for a job that was never intended to provide people with a living wage. Okay. Look, I feel for fast food restaurant workers. I was one of those people to a certain extent, working in a grocery store, basically the same thing. I was one of those people, right? But I was a teenager. It was not something I ever wanted to do long term. Okay. I always had aspirations of doing more. And that is the same thing that these workers should have. You should have aspirations of doing more. You need to essentially gain more skills or further your education so that you don't have to do this job, so that you can get a higher and better paying job. Okay? It's really that simple. But again, this is not the solution. This in the long term really is going to cost more jobs. Okay? It's going to increase the price of food. And ultimately, these workers will be out of a job in the long run. That's just my opinion. So, hey, we'll see. We'll see. Best believe, again, if you elect Democrats, if this country continues to elect Democrats, you will see this at the federal level where they'll have a $20, $25, $30 an hour minimum wage. And if you think inflation is bad now, just wait, right? Just wait until this is done at a national level, which is what a lot of these Democrats want, right? Again, you see Gavin Newsom. Again, this guy is an absolute radical. He's a radical, okay? So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.